I'm here today with,
Curtis Albright.
and I'm gonna be interviewing you today for my CER number 5. And there was 2 prompts, and I've chosen to write about prompt 2, which this is what prompt 2 says. So it says, our families have a tremendous amount of power for our understanding of what is normal, natural, right, and good. For example, our parents give us our first demonstration of what a relationship is supposed to look like. How they act and interact shapes the way we construct our own identities, as well as a setting for the foundation for our own future relationships. These examples may provide us with positive role models and norms, or they may create obstacles that we have to overcome as we age. So, first off, so what is a family? What we learn like in class, a family is a domestic group of people linked by a common ancestor, marriage, and adoption. So that's just like the basic little definition or whatever. And so there's more than 3 family structures, but the main ones, there's 3 of them. So there's nuclear, which is like traditional. So it's like a heterosexual marriage. It's the first marriage, multiple children. Then there's a blended, which is household with step parents, half siblings, step siblings. And then there's the single parents. So where would you categorize yourself from your family growing up?
Nuclear.
Okay, so traditional. So that's just kind of just like how we're gonna start it. So some questions to discuss. So how impactful do you feel like your family and upbringing has been on your identity and life outcomes?
Ask the question again.
How impactful do you feel your family and upbringing has been on your own identity and life outcomes? So like your family growing up, how do you feel like that has affected you as for your identity and like your life outcomes, and how did it play?
It taught me the importance of family and being together and taking care of each other.
Okay, and how do you feel like that's how your parents raised you or whatever? How do you feel like that has, I guess, like how has that impacted you with your own identity and life outcomes?
It's been a positive impact, a good impact, and with my family, I tried to go by those guidelines and even make improvements where possible and everything.
Okay, and then maybe another question is, so you can discuss how much interaction did you have with either parent? So did you have like an equal amount or?
It's pretty equal. I helped Dad work a lot growing up and stuff, so might have spent a little more time with him, but then a lot of time at the house with Mom and everything too. So uh, fairly equal in time between both of them.
Okay, and then maybe like describe or explain the difference in time and interaction style, um, or yeah, from like you growing up to like your family now, the difference in time and interaction style.
Well, Dad worked in the oil field, so sometimes he was gone for a week or 2 weeks at a time with his schedule. And of course, Mom was stay-at-home mom and there all the time. So with my family, I tried to be home as much as possible. Sometimes work would keep me away, especially as a truck driver. Sometimes it was long hours and away from the home for some time. But for the most part, I was pretty much home all the time with family when raising children and everything.
Okay, and then let's see. And then another question, which you may not have anything to say about it, but how has trauma from your past affected your present life, if you had any?
Well, there was a time that Mom and Dad split up, and so that was traumatic. I was probably 14 or so at the time, I guess, but it was a tough time. They did get back together and everything, so I'd always wanted to stay together with my spouse and have a complete whole family unit the whole time, which fortunately that's the way we were able to do things. So I just worked really hard to try to keep the family unit together.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.